here live on Nerd Wars. And Nerd Wars is just a time where we hang out, we nerd it out, we talk. Sometimes we get into a war, sometimes we just talk. And we go through headlines. And I just stumbled upon a headline today that just, like, infuriated me. I got Alfred here, my man Alfred, Chris, a.k.a. Chris. We got Adon, we got Lewis. Damien's coming in and out because his ran out of power, but he'll be here too. But guys, I ran across this headline as we were all looking at it for a second. I'm a millionaire, and it's really hard being rich. Author Jennifer Risher in her new book, We Need to Talk, a memoir about wealth. Oh, man. Oh, this is... Should we learn about how hard it is to be rich, guys? You ready to learn about this together with me?
I mean...
Well,
grass is always greener.
Well, yeah, except I've lived that life.
The rich
You were
life?
a millionaire?
He took my joke.
But you know, being the son of a former U.S. ambassador to the two biggest posts.
Oh my God! Look at this gloater. Yeah.
I mean, it's true. I lived.
Nice humble brag.
It's a humble brag, of course, but I'm saying it's very easy living that lifestyle. It's not hard at all.
Yeah, well, I lived a wealthier life as well, and I can attest that it actually was very easier. Now, I wasn't at the level she's about. I wasn't a millionaire at this level that we're talking about. But I lived at a wealthy life, and it's definitely easier. You just have to be wise, right? But anyway, so Damien, we're talking about this woman who said, "I'm a millionaire, and it's really hard being rich." So let's hear the pratfalls of being really how hard it is to be really extremely wealthy. Isn't the carefree, champagne-soaked free-for-all you might imagine it to be, guys? She and her husband David earned tens of millions of dollars in the tech world before the ages of 35. Oh my God, I'm already just feeling so bad for her. Suddenly, they found themselves in an elite tax bracket without a manual on how to navigate the potential pitfalls of isolation and strained social relationships. Oh my God, guys! I mean, I'm already shocked. I mean, can you imagine the pratfalls of trying to find an accountant that you can actually afford to pay to help you manage your money properly? I mean, what a challenge to have enough money to actually pay for someone who could help you manage your money. Oh my God, I'm getting such a headache. But let's keep going.
Wait, are they going to pay someone to search for that accountant? That's going to take care of their money?
Maybe, yeah. I mean, it's too much. They couldn't even do that either. No. They have that option too. But here we go. They didn't have all this, the pratfalls, guys. The isolation, the social relationships. We see wealth from a really narrow perspective. The glitz, the glamour, and the greed. But we don't see the reality, Risher told the Post. She's now 55, so she's been rich for 20 years. Money is a taboo subject, but it really shouldn't be. Mother of two calls her new book a coming out as rich, something she had previously struggled with. While attending a writing workshop at the Squaw Valley, because she can afford to go to writing workshops, guys. That's what rich people do. They can afford workshops and just sitting around writing books. Near Lake Tahoe, she was terrified to introduce herself. I was going to say, my name is Jennifer, and I'm writing about how hard it is to have a lot of money. It doesn't go over well, she said. One lady even said, "You don't look rich." I don't think it was a compliment. Oh, man. What a bummer, guys. Risher has a lot of dough, but both she and her husband worked in the early 90s at Microsoft, where they learned about the joys of stock options. Then in 1997, David left the company giant to join a little-known online book company called Amazon before it went public. Oh, Jesus. This book is not prescriptive. This is not how to do rich right. This is my story, who grew up in the middle-class household while her husband was raised by a single mother who struggled financially. She said newly rich individuals like herself are relatively common, citing a U.S. trust study which 77% of wealthy respondents say they grew up poor. Also, a 2017 Fidelity said 86% of wealth is self-made. She went on earning $19,000 a year at Seattle, blah, 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 blah. What's the tough part? There she was, Okay, go. Initially, when David joined Amazon, I had just had a baby, and I didn't identify as a stay-at-home mom. I didn't identify as a wealthy woman. But while she shied away from talking about it, she learned to embrace excess, including private jets, a lavish wardrobe makeover, and a second home in the Napa Valley, guys. This is a struggle. Still, she grew up with frugal parents. Oh, my God. What is this article? She's still talking about her frugal parents and impact money was having on her children. They started flying commercial, with our 6-year-old wondering if we were taking a private jet and 4-year-old questioning whether we were flying international first class. I believed something had to change. Wealth had also complicated her social life. One friend almost didn't invite her family to a Cirque du Soleil show because the pal worried they'd only be happy with front row seats. Oh, that shocked me, and I felt so horrible for her to think about the finances. Her friendships meant more to me than the front row seats. That conversation has also made me more aware of how out of touch I could be. A yearly gift of $20,000 she had given her brother also created ill feelings. She felt he was unappreciative. Oh, Jesus Christ, this lady.
Is this The Onion?
Oh,
Wow.
She gave her brother a yearly gift of $20,000, and she felt unappreciative. Look at that. So she didn't do it for being good. She did it to feel better about herself. Did you catch that? She felt unappreciated for doing her charity. But she later learned he simply felt awkward. We were able to connect as two people who loved and trusted one another. I mean, come on, Jennifer. Jesus. You don't give a gift and then get all pissy because the person doesn't appreciate your gift enough. What did you want him to, like, forever thank you every day you saw her? What a man. That sucks.
Well, first of all, she's so rich. Why only 20 grand? That's kind of low.
It's a yearly gift, Lewis. But yeah, you're right.
that's what I'm
She could've-
saying.
her brother's
Why
not
only
worth
10
more than
grand?
20 grand.
Shit.
She believes it's more
Say it.
important than ever for the
He's
rich to start
rich,
talking about
50 at
money.
least.
Our silence keeps the status quo in place and keeps us from examining our relationship with money. It keeps us in our bubble and unaware. It keeps us stuck in us this versus them. Today, she and her husband are can someone say that word for me?
Philanthropist.
Thank you. Living in the Bay Area. So she's now like Napa Valley. She's all over the richest cities in the world.
my.
David is currently the CEO of World Reader, which provides a free digital library of books to people living in the valley. Oh, so she got a plug for her billionaire husband. Meanwhile, Jennifer, who is worth millions, says she's still growing accustomed to her relationship with wealth. Still to this day, I will drive around the block looking for free parking. I will say, come on, just
Why?
park in a lot or paying an ATM fee. It takes a conscious shift to remind myself. Lady, I mean, you are tone deaf. Are you nuts? You're putting this article out in the era we live in right now, with people losing their jobs, their homes, like stressing what they're going to get their relief money to pay their bills, and you're telling me you and your husband are having such a tough time because our friends don't give us invites because they think we need first row seats. Oh my God, you're a terrible person. You're a terrible person. I don't care about your problems. Shut up. Hire someone to help you with your problems. Go to a therapist. It's all fixable if you got your money. You can get it all fixed because you have money. People who need therapy can't even afford therapy. Hell, they can't even afford insurance, Jennifer. And you're complaining about your friend's first-class tickets to Cirque du Soleil? Oh my God, you are out of touch. Oh, crap, guys. Am I going crazy for no reason, or do you support this?
I want to justify the fact that, when she first got into, and when she first found her new money and she got to that point, I want to justify that there are struggles with that. There's a lot of people that win the lottery and then they're broke in 2 years because they don't know how to deal with that. There's celebrities and athletes that get riches and then they got a lot of people reaching out for money and they end up broke after that. So I'm trying to say that maybe at the beginning I could see her struggles. She's 10 years in and maybe she's talking about the early years. And if she's talking about the early years in her book, I get it. I was mentioning it earlier about Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And the thing in that book is that the author talks about how his poor dad had a mentality that maybe a lot of us come with, which is like work hard and do certain things. But there's certain skills that a rich dad might teach somebody. And that's just because he understands how to work money. And what her struggle may have been was that. Now, her social problems that she has later on, I think that's probably because she just doesn't communicate. And that's a big thing. And Adonis was talking about people being in a bubble. And I can probably see that. But I just got to defend the first part of that. And that first part of the argument is, and if I guess it got clipped, you finding a good CPA when you get your money is hard. Ask Johnny Depp.
No, I'm not going to justify that as the excuse here. It's not that hard. You can find somebody who can at least do it. You can find somebody. When you have that, there's somebody who knows somebody who can find it. They're just expensive, especially getting a good one. So I don't buy that. If you have money, you can get those things figured out. And yes, you got to make sure you pay your taxes right or figure out how to do or not do whatever. But the problem is, it's not that much harder if you have money. And her excuses here of the first row and her brother not appreciating the money, it's too much for me. Look, I can relate to that a little bit. I will share a story. When I lost all of my wealth and everything, and just completely lost everything in the world, I had someone who was like there for me. And I remember that person specifically calling out just sort of like, as I sort of took a couple of the handouts because I sort of needed to at the time, but even though I didn't want to. And then I remember that person who was, wealthier than me, sort of getting frustrated and saying I was ungrateful. in a way. And so, it really bothered me because it was like, well, wait a second, I thought this was a gift. Like, I thanked you. I thought this was a gift. Like, so that to me is always, I can see that struggle. And then I made a point to like, never ever borrowing money from this person again or anything, because I don't ever want to put myself in a place that's going to make me indebted to them where I feel like I may, I think as I thought I understood the relationship. So I can understand that happens, but to me, it's like if you're giving a gift, you got to be very clear up front what the parameters are. If it's a close friend or family member, you gotta be very clear as the giver of what you expect in return, or that you expect nothing. To hold it out over the person's head forever is not a gift. It is it's a thing. So if you want to do the gesture, then make it a gesture and do it and make it clear, and then don't do it again or do it again. You know what I mean? But don't hold it over that person's head as if they didn't, because you just weren't clear or because you feel like he's unappreciative. That is sketchy to me.
Yeah, but $20,000, dude, is kind of a slap in the face, especially when you have that much money. Should have given him more.
So I love. You're like, come on, Jennifer. Only $20,000 for your brother? I guess you must not love your brother, Jennifer, for you're only giving her 20.
$20,000 is just enough to say, like, hey, look, you could kind of live with it, but you'll be a poor person, but you still have to go to work. Well, 9 to 5 still there. Still come up with $150,000 a year sounds fair to me.
Yeah.
So Jennifer,
is her brother middle class? Like,
yeah,
what does her brother do?
If he makes $50,000 to $60,000,
I'll get him on the stream, guys. Hold on.
Job. He's making a part-time job. He's just giving him a part-time salary. I mean, $20,000 is nothing. I mean, a lot of people could look at 20 G's and be like, yo,
you're wrong. He wants to live next to her in the Bay Area. It's really expensive. $20,000's nothing. Jennifer, $150,000.
I mean, look, it's a yearly gift. So she was giving him an allowance, and it's like, and that's not enough. Years. And that's not enough to live off of. $20,000. That's enough to sort of help.
But if she's been doing it for 10 years, that's like $2 million.
Yeah, invest your money properly.
She's talking about how rich she is. She's talking about her jets. All right. She's talking about
dude,
her husband.
Look, you don't help.
Bouncing.
But I was just saying, you don't help your brother if you don't want him to this is complicated. I'm annoyed she's calling out the brother. Because to me, like, not only did he do it, but then she's like blasting him here on the New York Post. Yeah, my brother, I bail out my brother $20,000 a year because he's a deadbeat. It's kind of what this reads as, is what she just did. Like, look what my brother's really not well off, so I give him $20,000 just so he can sort of, have a little help.
Does he live with her?
And it's too revealing. This is none of my business. I don't need to know your brother's finances, let alone yours. Too. Like, this is just late. And then the reality is you gave it to him, and then it wasn't like, what are you doing, lady? Come on. If you want him to work for his money, don't give him handouts unless it's absolutely, what it's going for and you're helping him. This whole thing's a mess. She's a crazy person. Look, there are problems of, like, even being a celebrity. Like, I get it. Who are your friends? Are they there just for your money? I can relate to that. Oh, they're only just using you to get on the channel and everything, like access. I totally believe that sucks for celebrities, and I can get that. At the same time, like, dude, it's way easier to have the money. It's so much easier to make friends, even if they're fake or not, whatever. At least you can talk to people. You can hire a therapist. You can get a lot of stuff done with money. You gotta like be good in yourself. She's not happy with herself is what the problem is. Then she's using this as sort of an excuse. And, I'll talk to other rich people, make a book. Look, I don't mean to hate on you, but you put yourself out there for this. You opened yourself up to this criticism. Go enjoy your money. Stop complaining. This is not the time to release a book or articles making you a victim, Jennifer, because you're not right now. There's a lot of people who actually need the money. Why don't you go do some for them or go spend some time with them to see what it's really like to not be able to pay bills or be a single mom, etc. Life can be way harder. So this just frustrated me. Let's talk to some more funner. We know that a crazy story I want to go, but go ahead.
Michael Caraturo super chat.
Oh, thank you. Give me $20,000 a year and I will be a sugar baby. Yeah, Michael. I mean, come on. There's a lot I would do for $20,000 a year. I'll be honest. $20,000 a year. I mean,
for free, like
just a free $20,000 to go do this thing. Anybody out there who wants to hire me for $20,000 a year as a consultant, as a foot model, whatever you need, just hit me up. I will help you out, and I will happily take that cash and do whatever you need. So reach out.
And to close things, Jennifer, if you're watching this, my cash app
I'm sure she is.
Yeah. $.
I was gonna be more like, by the way, Jennifer, if you ever want to, instead of book, do a film about your life, you can call me and Andy.
I was gonna say, Jennifer,
produce a film about your
if
site.
you want to do something good, donate to Auto-Inflammatory Awareness Month.
Yeah, there's
Right.
see what you all did. Now you showed the struggle of being a rich person. Every single one of you just asked her for money.
I asked her to donate to a charity organization.
I asked her to donate
you
to the
very much.
charity of Andy and Damien.
I mean, technically,
Make a movie.
I said I would
be
accept
fair,
20
Lewis,
grand, but I didn't ask her
hire
for
me
money.
as a PA.
To be fair, I was gonna ask her out until I realized she was married.
Oh yeah, you're like, hey.
Well, we don't know the relationship status. That could be open marriage for all we know.
Well, with everything going on in the world, guys, if you feel bad for Jennifer, I'm sure she's got some way you can donate to her cause. So go look her up. Just leave her brother, leave her poor brother alone. He got enough in the press. All right, I might have clipped that for YouTube. Oh God, this has made me burp. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe if I clip this. I don't know if I will, but thank you so much for watching. Peace.
Peace.
Oh, that was stupid.